So for the past few weeks, we've messed with this Oldsmobile, right? We brought it outside, we power washed it, did a little buffing, made it look, then we got the interior, fixed all the little stuff, and made as many things as we could work. So on this episode of Pugliese Speed Shop, we're going to get under the hood and see if we got this thing to run right. Now that I think about it, that probably should have been the first thing we did. Oh well, let's get after it. Hey guys, Chaz here from Pugliese Speed Shop. If you've been watching the channel for a while, you know that this Oldsmobile right here has been improving like every episode by leaps and bounds, right? We started off with something that was, neglected, to, put it bluntly, and been slowly bringing it back around. We got it cleaned up now. She's a little presentable. Just don't look on the other side. We haven't gotten there yet. Got a little bored with the polishing, but we're gonna knock it out soon. The interior is coming all back together, and it's time to mess around with the motor, right? So it runs and drives. It drove in here no problem, but there's a few things. Things aren't tight. A lot of stuff is missing. We got some replacement parts that I'm not sure are really compatible, and we got some stuff in the trunk that should really be up forward. So. A lot of moving parts, right? A lot of things to take care of, but that's what we're here for. We get a little flack about this car, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. Some guys, it's not their favorite thing, and it might not 100% be my gig, but it's an '84, man. And you know what? Finding an '84 that'll clean up like that in like this amount of time, they're getting few and far between, guys. So we really gotta save these things. We gotta try and just change people's minds. Yeah. Let's see if we can do that. I'll show you what we should have finished last time, because we finally got it done. And, then we'll go on from there. All right, so if you're following along on the Tuesday morning tech tips, we were working like in this region right here, right? And, I am happy to announce she's all back together and beautiful, right? Flawless. And check it out. Check it out. Look at it, like butter, right? Forget about it. Super smooth. Everything works 100% as it should. And I'm also happy to announce, I didn't screw nothing up over here at all. It kind of fell back together. Only advice I can give you is like when you're putting a little clip up in here, don't be afraid to actually give her a squeeze. They're pretty tough. And then a little to kind of ram her home and get her back on the track. That's what I had to do, and you see it all work. So, and look at this, guys. Come on. Forget about it, right? Love it. Went around and lubed all the doors up, too, because they were a little hard. And look at this, guys. Oh, come on. Come on. It didn't work that good in '84. So, that's all done. And we're going to move over here, look underneath this football field right here, and see what we're working with. So let's do that. Oh yeah, I lubed those hinges up too. So what we're looking at here, we got a 307, 4-barrel carb, basic 1984 power plant, right? Obviously, it didn't come with the Edelbrock. That's the one I'm not sure is compatible, because if you remember, these guys had those electronic quad junks on there, and it doesn't really want to shift right now. So I'm thinking it might be electronic issue. There could be a vacuum issue. I'm not really sure. That's what we're going to find out. But we also got some stuff here. You see there's an awful lot of open real estate. Turn this light on. There we go. Right in this region right here. Fan shroud's missing. Somebody changed the water pump, which is fine, you know, and didn't really put everything back together. I'll show you what I'm talking about. That was loud. This belt. So you can kind of see. I can see this is all moving up top. Look at the power steering there. She's not moving. So when the thing's running, the alternator's not moving. The fan, we need some belt work done right here. So we're gonna pull that all apart, put some new belts on everything, make sure everything's all good and snug, get the fan shroud back on and all that kind of stuff. And I believe that's all back there in the trunk. All right, so you got the old key here. This guy's missing. That's unfortunate. Yep. Just how we left it. Kind of thrown everywhere. So there's a quadrijet. We'll see if we can figure something out there. And I'm not messing with the AC or this like pollution pumping on that, but we do need this guy. So this, and we'll go from there. Leave the rest back here. No reason to clog up everything up front. And yeah, see if we get this together. So, looking at this guy, there are a lot more moving parts. She's a little dingy, but we'll see what's up. And she might have not been up to her full potential anyways, because you know, we got some things like that. I'm sure that's not the only one on here. But kind of do a side-by-side comparison and see how that goes compared to this one. I do know that you can't get full throttle on this thing because it hits all this stuff. And yeah, I can just bend it out of the way. And we might do that, but we try and do it the right way first. I can't promise nothing though. So before we even start messing with this guy, so we'll go ahead and change these belts out. Fun fact, these belts were not bought for this car. In fact, I don't even know if they're bought. I think one of them, I don't think one's even new. I don't know what I got going on here, guys. I think they're actually were bought for the Mustang. So we'll see if they fit, because, I mean, they're here. And well, I'll start by yanking these off. And I probably could have had it done already if I just stopped talking about it. Let's do that. Yeah, you guys hear that guy cutting his grass? Whatever he's doing with the weed whacker and stuff? It's barely March, man. It's supposed to snow next week. Crazy. Alright. Now, alright. We get to play everybody's favorite game. Is it metric or is it standard? It's metric, yeah. These are the joys of working on an 80s car. You don't know. You just don't know. All right. That's what we got. So I think I may have figured out why when I drove this thing in here, the power steering was just screaming. Yeah, look at the belt. Notice how it doesn't move. What I'm actually amazed about is the power steering kind of works. That's pretty incredible. Because she's got a little bit of play in her. So let's pull that off now. And clean up these, man, these pulleys are nasty. and that the belt was rusted to it. Terrible, terrible, terrible. So when I first went through this car, I found this book right here, right? One of these old Haynes manuals, and well, yo, I wish it was a Cutlass. This one's got T-tops on it. Look at that. Yeah, we probably wouldn't be selling it, or Kevin would be over here beating us up trying to get it. But even though it's not the right book, it's got the right motor in it, right? They both came with 307, so I was able to find where they hid the bolts to adjust the power steering pump. Which, yeah, thanks a lot, Oldsmobile. Appreciate that. And I've also come to the determination that this guy back here, he's out there getting after it. Yeah, he's got to be blowing leaves. Got to be a better way to say that. But yeah, that's what he's doing. I'm thinking, because otherwise he's like cutting his entire grass with a weed whacker at like full RPM. I admire, you know, the dedication, but probably a better way to do that. And now I'm looking at the leaves. See, this is what happens, because then I look over here at my yard, right, and I got a bunch of leaves over there, and the kid's not here to clean them up, and I'm gonna stop thinking about it and just get back to work. Yeah, we'll do that. Cool. So I was kind of wondering, like, why there were holes in this pulley. I read that book, figured it out. The trick is you line this guy up right here, and then right behind here, right there, 15 millimeter bolt. The other two are easier from under the car. There's like one behind the bracket here, and like one over there behind the bracket. You gotta get under the car to get them, or it's a heck of a lot easier. So really looking forward to that. But yeah, we that's where it was, right in there. Gotta love the 80s. Son of a biscuit and bulldog. Everything's kind of in the way now. Oh, you All right, I brought you guys under the car with me for a minute because I wanted to show you something. You guys see that bolt right there? That guy? Yeah. That guy right there? That's the bracket. That, right there's that bracket. That kind of goes, you can see the power steering line there, right? Yep, that's it. She ain't exactly flush. I'm pretty sure she's not put in straight. It's a little, went to crank on it. It felt like it was cross-threaded, so I'm gonna pull it out, put it back in. Man, I gotta stop today. And now I'm winded. This whole thing. But yeah, that's probably why. Cause look, this. Let me zoom you out again. Here. There we go. Well, there's a belt right here, guys. It's pretty new. So I don't think that's the problem. I'm thinking that when that thing came loose or backed out or didn't get put back in, whatever the case may be, because remember, this was all taken off at one point. So I'm going to go over everything, make sure it's put back together right, because looking at that, looking at how some of these things are, looking at how it was left, yeah, I'm thinking it probably, she needs a good once over. Well, guess I need new belts. All right, so we're back down the shop, and we got everything we needed. We stopped by the old Napa spot there on the way home, scooped up a couple belts, and we threw them in. Good news is, like, at this point in the game, level expert on, like, belt installation on the 84 Oldsmobile. So, you know, if that's what you guys need, I'm your guy. But we'll fire it up now, make sure, you know, it sounds a little better than it did before. And if it does, we'll throw everything back together. Huh. I guess when you put new parts in, things just work. Who knew? So, fun fact, when you do things the way you're supposed to do them, it usually works out a little better. So in case you missed it the first time, I took some ragged-ass belts and tried to put them on some crusty old pulleys and expected them to work perfectly and not make any noise. Clearly, that did not happen. You know, it sounded like a banshee, for crying out loud. So, obviously, I got some new belts, but I also cleaned up the pulleys. You know, little sandpaper in there. You know, little brake clean. Got everything, because there was a lot of crap in there, guys. Because who knows how long this thing was running the way it was. And there you go, good to go. Alternator's charging. I was going to check it before because I think it was, but I wasn't trying to catch a fan belt to the side of the face because I'm pretty sure those other ones weren't going to last much longer. But so there you have it. We got that all fixed up, and we're going to move on. But we're going to move on to the next video because this is getting a little long, and no, I'm getting a little lazy. I don't feel like doing anything else. Actually, that's not true. I left work a little bit early so I could like shoot home and pull the tires and wheels off of my Harley and go bring them up there to get fixed or swapped, you know. So that's what we're going to do. Get that knocked out and then come back and I'll start the next video, which will consist of figuring out what we're doing with that carburetor right there and a few other little things. But yeah, in the meantime, guys, like, share, subscribe, ring the bell, tell a friend, and as always, thanks for watching.